In this week's video, we have understeer, oversteer, and also no steer in Race A. Race B sees some very close racing action in Group 4. And in Race C, you've got to be that little bit careful with different tyres. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Gran Turismo weekly race guide. It's week 26 and this week, well, it's a bit of a strange one, I've got to be honest with you. In the background, you can see we're in a Dodge Viper. It's not a race car, it is the road car. It's the GTS, the 2013 car. And we're at Sardegna Layout C. What exactly are we doing here? Well, we are doing 5 laps with a grid start, and it does have the check on sports hard tyres, and the BOP is on. Although, as you can see, you can make it look like a bit of a race car. Now, this car is atrocious. It's got terrible brakes, it doesn't turn very well, and it carries a lot of speed, so you can imagine some of the carnage. Now, if you do want to skip over this, there are some timestamps there for you if you do want to avoid this one. And please do subscribe to the channel on our journey to 40k. I do appreciate the support. Without further ado then, let's jump into this race. Let's have a look at exactly what happens, whether it's carnage or not, and I'll give you a lap guide as well, just to improve that a little bit more in terms of the lap. Right, into the race we go then, where there are lots of TCR. In fact, most of this lobby is TCR, which is unbelievable. Now, let's start off with the start here. Make sure you turn traction control on 1 and get ready to go. I hold the handbrake. That is my best advice for you over the brake. Then you can just foot to the floor, off you go, and just release that handbrake. A couple of people there just getting a bit of false starts as we continue on towards turn 1 then. We do benefit there, already up into P6 as we head towards turn 1 then. It's towards the braking zone. Now, if this isn't a TCR lobby, there is carnage everywhere. But of course, because this isn't actually a TCR lobby, by the way. This is actually a genuine daily race. It's just that most TCR joined and we had some good fun here. As we go through the left-hander then, we are still in P6 and everybody survives there. Everybody survives as we head towards this left-hander then. As we go into here, this corner can be so deadly. As you see, somebody's off there. Denitro, Hodgson nearly off. The car behind was off as well. As we continue on through, up into P4 we go then. And now it's all about managing it down this hill, avoiding that brick wall on the right-hand side as we continue. Oh no, it's a stone wall actually than a brick wall. Anyway, we head up through the right-hander, trying to settle this car, and in towards the braking zone we go. Hodgson trying around the outside here. Is he going to get it done? Oh, not quite. Has a bit more speed. But we're going to get it turned and try and bolt out of here as quick as possible. You can see the car just spinning the wheels up there. The wheel was going all over the place then as we advance towards lap 2. Inferno Fox going for a bit of drifting here. The DK of Sardegna C here, Inferno Fox, but unfortunately onto the grass. There you go, as they come back on through the right. Obviously, Inferno Fox part of TCR as well, of course, as we go into here. Now, this is really well played by Inferno Fox. Manages to get it stopped, even with grass on their tyres. Denitro behind goes off into barrier. We leave that corner. Inferno Fox still struggling with dirt on their tyres. We go around that outside up into P3. We're on for a podium already, folks. We advance then towards lap number 4, where we've caught up to Sonic and Chicken Angel. Chicken Angel just backing out there. Both TCR members here as we head in towards turn 1. I'm trying on the outside. Very hard to do, though. And I'm in 3rd gear. You're probably going, Tidge, that's way too high. Trust me, to avoid the wheel spin, it's actually beneficial. And I short shift to 4th there as we go through the left-hander. I'll talk about that a bit more in the guide. You can see the oversteer happening there. We're still trying to catch it as we head towards the stuff. This car is a killer to catch. It really is. It's a killer in terms of everything here. Oh, Sonic's off in the distance. I did not see that in the race. Sonic off in the distance. Can we catch them up then? Through the left we go. Chicken Angel doing very well here in terms of a defense. And through the right then, we've got Hodgson just behind as well in that blue Viper. TCR 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, nearly hit them there. As we go into the braking zone, we managed to get it stopped here. Did we get it stopped for the car? We do! Oh, my word! We pulled an Inferno Fox there. Slight tap between the two cars. Nothing major. We're going to leave that corner. We're going to have a drag race. Quarter-mile drag race here. Me and Chicken Angel heading towards turn 1 then. Who's getting this position? Who's getting P2 then? Is Sonic going to keep P1? We always overtake Sonic on the last lap. Can we do it this time? As we head over the crest of the hill in towards the braking zone then. And I'm going to go down to 2nd gear here. And you're about to see the reason why I don't go 2nd gear. Look at the oversteer instantly there. Trying to catch it there. Oh, I realised. Go back into 3rd. Then I'm going to go into 4th really to try and settle the car. Through the left we go then as I continue on. Chicken Angel, just get the foot down a bit more here. Looking down the inside there. Going to have to give them room. This is where it gets really hard in this car. Giving room because it's understeers anyway. So you're trying to avoid that. Hodgson gets a blistering run. Absolutely fantastic run through there. We dropped down to P4 then. We were in P2 at one point there. As we continue on through, Hodgson hit the wall then. We're going to go down the inside of Hodgson then. In towards the right we go. Hodgson's going to try and carry a bit more speed. Unfortunately, they're going to hit the grass and in towards the braking zone. Everybody slows up because Hodgson just unfortunately hits Chicken Angel there. They do apologize to each other after. Again, TCR, we make mistakes. I'm not saying we don't make mistakes, but we do apologize for them when that happens. So Hodgson did apologize to Chicken Angel there. It was still a brilliant race. Everybody enjoyed that race there, and we came home in P2. A TCR 1-2. We like that, boys and girls. We do like that. Now, this race in general, very sketchy. I think if you've got less TCR members in there, it's pure carnage. I heard that the first race of the day was carnage. So just be careful. In terms of lap then, as you head over the crest of the hill, you're looking for the start of defense as it gets a bit more, well, more fancy there on the left-hand side. Literally, that's your brake mark here. Just after that leaves the edge of your screen, and I'm dropping to third gear. I'd recommend you stay in third gear for this, okay? Third gear on exit. It's a little bit slower, but it's so much safer. Short shift to fourth gear then through here, and that'll avoid a lot of wheel spin and oversteer, and you can see how much more stable that is. As we head towards this left-hander, it's after the 100 and just before the start of the curb there. I've highlighted both of you. This is such an early braking zone, but you need it. It's got no brakes. It's like got brakes from the 50s, this car, apparently. As we go into the left then, I'm staying in fourth gear. Again, stability is the key here, because if you go down a gear, you're going to get lots of power oversteer. Through the left end, you notice I'm lifting. I'm just rolling the car here because it just understeers for days. So much weight over that front end as we head towards this right-hander and the hairpin. So on the left, you've got to start the curb. I would suggest you brake a little bit here, okay? Just a little bit. Slow the car down a little bit. Notice how I dab the brakes there and allow the car to go towards the right-hand side. And then that is your proper brake marker here. On the right-hand side, you've got that orange barrier there. It splits to two Armco. That is your actual brake marker. And again, this little corner can be done in third or second gear, okay? Now, I do it in second gear on exit. It's a little bit quicker to do it in second gear, but you are going to suffer with oversteer, okay? You can notice there I'm trying to catch the car. In third gear, you won't have as much of a problem. It's just a tiny bit slower. Choose wisely there in terms of gears. Very hard car to try. It'll help you in car control. But we jump to race B then, where we're at Laguna Seca in Group 4 machinery. Now, once again, this doesn't look so weird until you see the tyre choice. What are we doing then here at Laguna Seca? Well, 6 laps. It's a rolling start, and there you can see it. We're on racing soft tyres. Now, that doesn't happen too often at all. That's what fuel and tyre wear, and, of course, Group 4. Now, I chose a Ferrari. It's my go-to Group 4 car. The cars just stick on racing soft tyres. They've got grip for days. They really do. Let's jump to the race end. Let's have a look exactly what happens. Right, here we go then at the start. So a mixture of cars here. I knew the Silvia would be good here, to be honest with you, even when I was doing a little bit of a practice beforehand to get you the time trial guide. As we go through the left-hander, absolutely shocking rolling start there, Gran Turismo. Please sort it out. It's just ridiculous that we have those shocking rolling starts. Anyway, in towards turn 1 we go. The Swiss driver there just goes a little bit deep here. Looking on the inside, they do see me there. They open up the steering, so fair play to them as we head towards the next corner then. As we go into here, they're going to go a little bit deep, so I'm going to go, okay, and nice little cut back. Happy days. This is what we plan to do. But side by side here is very dangerous. It is indeed. So I give them lots of room on that outside. Unfortunately, they tried to maintain a bit too much speed there and head off to the realms of Narnia. Right, in towards the corkscrew we go. Look at this. We've got a huge gaggle of cars then. We've already overtaken one car there. We're going to look down the inside of the German, but I sort of realised they wouldn't have seen me there, so I did back out of that. We've got Jamal there. Hello to Jamal. I said hello in the lobby. Said they're a huge fan, so a shout out to you. As we go through the right-hander there in the Ferrari as well. So we're right behind them here. Sort of looking. Going to the braking zone. Jamal, unfortunately, just outbrakes himself a little bit here. They did try and avoid that. But we'll take 2 for 1. Thank you so much. Buy one, get one free offer. Happy days indeed. So into P8 we go through the right-hander. Oh, a little bit of a clip there of the sausage for the Polish driver, Tomiasen. In towards the right we go. Some side-by-side action. No, they covered that off nicely. Beautiful stuff there from the Silvia driver as we head towards the left-hander. So I'm looking down the inside then. Are we going to get this stopped? We are, but they defend that beautifully around the outside. Now, that is a good overtaking place around the outside as well. Very much a nice corner because it's cambered, of course. Going to chuck it into the left then. Are they going to make it through here? Oh, bit of oversteer there for the Polish driver. I've just got alongside there. They give me some room then as we head towards the corkscrew side by side. Very dangerous to do here. We look to slow it down. We do indeed. MG Flash, unfortunately, off there. Comes back on. Just a bit of a weird situation where we've got overtaking going on at the same time there. And we're going to gain a position from MG Flash there. But we're still not past the Polish driver just yet as we head in towards the right-hander. Through there we go. and head towards the sharp left-hander. So in towards the braking zone we're going to go. And I was hoping to get a good run out this corner. I'm going to absolutely boot it here and hopefully get a good run. Right. Bit evens at the moment, isn't it? So we're going to cross the line and head on to lap number 3 then. I'm trying to make sure I don't go too close too quick here. As we go over the hill then, they're going to go there. See, I need to explain here that they went towards the right and then they went left as I went left there. So a bit of an awkward one. There's a bit of contact there. We're going to look at it in the bloopers in a bit more detail, but it's still status quo, so we carry on with the race. And at the time, I thought it was a double move personally. Is it a double move? I'm not too sure. I say we'll have a look at it in the bloopers and we'll confirm whether I was right or not. Anyway, we're going to go side by side into the corkscrew again then. In towards the braking zone. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle there. We give them some room on the exit. Still side by side then. Continuing out of there. Still side by side. Where are they? There they are. We're finally up into that position that we all know and love. P6. So as we head to the corkscrew again, lap number 4 this time. We've got a Tenza ahead and a Subaru. Some unusual choices here. We've got Peter first then. We're going to look towards... Oh, no. They're defending that inside very nicely. They just went hard on the brakes there as well. Have to be careful about rear-ending them as we head towards the right-hander. Going to chuck it in then. Try and carry some speed then. No, the attempts are still... Oh, hello. Oh. Did they catch that? They do catch it. Really well caught there. Really well caught by the Tenza driver. It gives me some room on the exit as well. Beautiful driving there, Peter. See my smile as well. Fair play with that catch. Really well done. As we catch up to Greenland in the same corner then. So Greenland in the Subaru WRX. Going to go through here. Hoping to get a good run out the corner. Not going to quite work there. The Subaru with immense grip with that all-wheel drive that it has there in the Group 4 car. As we head over the line. We do have the fastest lap by 7/10 of a second. Wow, we nuked it there. As we head towards turn 1 then. I've got to look around the outside this time. We go for the complete outbraking. And as we go through here, they just boot it through that corner there. And, well... It doesn't work out for them at all, so yeah, we get the position. Happy days indeed. We advance towards the final lap and the final corner where Shelty's got a penalty. What are you doing, Shelty? No, that was for a corkscrew cut. And unfortunately for Shelty, I'm going to steal that last podium place here. So thank you so much, Shelty, but sorry to see you had the penalty. Hodgson there in P2, so once again, 2 podium places taken by TCR. Happy days indeed. That was a good race. Now, I do expect a lot of close racing here. It's going to be close, which does mean there's going to be more likelihood of contact. In terms of lap guide, then, it's my usual brake markers here at Laguna Seca. So turn 1, we're looking for the line or the 3 board. If the 3 board gets wiped out, just look for that line. It's the first one after the gravel goes away from the circuit a little bit as you go into the braking zone. Now, generally speaking, you want to clip the curb, go out a little bit and come back and clip that second curb if you can. Be careful on exit about touching that gravel. It can spin you out. Head towards the right hander then. On the left hand side, you've got the sand going into the darker gravel there. That is my brake marker for this corner. I usually drop a gear, it depends, but racing soft tyres can be very awkward. I say in third for this one then. Through we go. Avoid the sausage. Be careful on exit. Again, touching the sand, it will spin you out. As we head towards this right-hander, because you've carried so much speed through that previous corner, you're really going to have to actually brake a little bit here. So I dab the brake. You can lift and turn, but it's slower. So dab the brake a little bit just before the 1 board there. Through we go, and notice the speed we carry. Very corner, very obvious in terms of spins. It happens all the time, so just be careful of that there. On the right hand side, just after the 3 board, on the actual barrier, there's a white patch there, or a grey patch, whichever way you look at it. So I use that as a brake marker. Just after that leaves your screen, I go in, remember, cambered corner to really get on the inside there and boot it out. Carry as much speed as you possibly can. Heading towards the kink essentially here. The number 2 board is your marker. Okay, you can't actually see the apex on this camera, so you're going to dab the brakes a little bit and chuck it in. Now, in terms of this, you want to avoid the sausage. You want to maintain 100 miles an hour if you can, and you can use a lot of the exit there, as you saw. As we head towards the corkscrew then, you're on racing soft tyres, so you're really braking last and late brakers at this moment in time. So the 3 board or the line is your brake marker. Now remember, the later you brake here, the closer to that you get, you're going to hit a bit of air. So you do have to slow down earlier than you realise here. You want to clip the curb on the left and just boot it, okay? Boot it out the corkscrew. You've got so much grip there, you boot it. You lift off a little bit here, you may want to dab the brakes, clip the curb, and really boot it again. Racing soft tyres are just huge in terms of Group 4. Now, you got the 2 board or the start the red and white curbing on the left-hand side. You're going to brake, probably change gear, down a gear to 3rd gear here, and chuck it in. A cambered corner again, so the more on the inside you go, the more speed you can carry. It's very nice. It's like a multiplier as we head towards the final corner. Now, you can either use the building end there as it leaves the screen, or you can go for the grey patch on the barrier on the left-hand side as your last of the late breakers, and they are your brake markers for this corner. Now, as you go through here, boot it. Just foot to the floor, go. Racing soft tyres are grippy. Go for it. absolutely hammer it, and that is it in terms of a lap guide here at Laguna Seca in Group 4 on Racing Soft Tyres. Race C then, well, we're at Watkins Glen, the full circuit here, and once again, it's a very odd race combo. I've got to be honest with you. You may say, why is it odd? Well, let's have a look at why it's odd then. So we are doing 10 laps here at Watkins Glen. It's a rolling start. Racing soft tyres and racing hard tyres are both required with Time 6 tyre wear. So it's odd because they are huge in terms of speed difference. Okay, we're talking 2 or 3 seconds difference between the two tyres. So when you cross somebody on the other tyre, it's going to get difficult. Let's jump to the race then. Let's have a look at exactly what happens. Here we are then, ready and raring to go. So I'm in the BMW M6 Endurance. The reason why I chose that car is because it's very good on tyre wear. If you remember a Beat the Meta I did, I realised it was very good on tyre wear, so I chose it for this because I knew tyre wear would be a factor with the softs and the hards. Getting the extra lap of soft is critical, and I may investigate if there's any cars that can even do better than the BMW for this week. But let's see what happens as we go through turn 1. Actually quite safe in the grand scheme of it, really quite safe. And then we get to the straight where everyone starts bunching up here. We got the Scaffy, we got Peloton, we got the Lamborghini. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. Trying to get past here. We're going to go side by side in towards the chicane. You can see I'm backing out here because I'm like, I don't want to be involved in that. But they survive. They actually survive. We got Peloton there. Just goes over the curb a little bit. Loses the rear end. We go around the outside of them. But to be fair, well played. You survived that side by side. That doesn't happen very often. Really awesome driving here as we head towards the left-hander. Unfortunately, the Lamborghini is just going to have a bit of a mistake there. And they do rear end Mascafi there with ABS off. I'm not sure whether they're trying that or not, but they do wait for them as well. So good sportsmanship stuff. Again, remember, we all make mistakes. Maybe wasn't expecting the braking so early, but when someone's got ABS off, they're going to brake earlier. Yeah, and we have synchronized spinning. Now, I nearly span there, but they did it even more than me as we go through the left-hander. We're going to have a look at that in the bloopers as well, because it's quite funny as we then head towards the right-hander then. So, we've got somebody here, an Italian driver, going in the pits on lap 1. Don't do this. There's no way that driver survives until the end. No way at all. We advance further on into lap 2, where we're behind Chelsea in the Viper. So Chelsea loving dodge this week, I imagine, as we go into the left-hander. And through we go. So it's the Beetle, Chelsea. Where's the Beetle? That's what I want to know. If you're wondering how me and Chelsea always end up in the same lobby, essentially, Chelsea knows, and a lot of the TCR guys know, when I'm going to do the races for the weekly race guides. So they try and get in because they know they can have a clean race, and we can have a bit of racing together as well, because I don't race too often. And it's nice to race each other. So, yeah, we always do at 8 a.m. the C race, and then we go backwards, essentially. So C is the first race, A is the last race I do. And then it all gets edited, all for you lovely people in my lunch, and then it's ready for you straight away as you go onto your lunch, hopefully. So through the left-hander we go then. Chelsea gets a little bit of oversteer there, and it's just going to let off and let me go there, and you know, not lose too much time there. So thank you so much, Chelsea. Lawford here, good sportsmanship. I like to show good sportsmanship. Lawford there, taking the penalty on that right-hand side. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So we advance to lap 4, where the soft runners have obviously advanced really far ahead here. We're going to come in the pits in lap 4 now. I was a bit dubious whether this would work or not. Be careful on pit entry, okay? You have to slow down, otherwise you're going to get a penalty for that pit entry. Just take it nice and safe. We go into the soft tyres then. Clear track there. Now you see the Italian in the distance then. And we do catch up to them on lap 6. The leaders are coming in on lap 6 as well. I'm not sure softs will fully last until lap 6 if you're in the lead. But it could be close. It depends on the car and your driving style. If you do 4 hard then the soft, it will, because your car will be a little bit lighter. And that lightness does have an impact. It's towards turn 1 then. We're looking at the Italian now. So my main focus here was to try and get them in the slipstream. Unfortunately, they just attacked turn 1 a bit too aggressively on the exit there. So they're going to lose a lot of time then. We're going to go down the inside and actually get P7. And we've got TCR driver up ahead. We've got Timmy then through the right and left. They went on the soft tyres, and now they're on the hard tyres. So as we go through this right-hander, I know I'm going to catch them quick. So I have to be very careful. Now I thought they would let me go here, but actually they just took a little bit of a deep line. So apologies to Timmy. I wasn't trying to just suddenly lunge straight into you there, but I am going to go for the launch down into here because I've got such a tyre advantage here. It's just, I have to. You know, we're 3 seconds a lap quicker here, essentially, in terms of soft to hards. Heading towards turn 1 on lap number 8. We've caught up to the next hard runner now. They did start on the soft. It's Chappie in the McLaren 650S. An unusual choice. However, they are going to let me go here on the inside. They know what's coming here, really. So they let me go there. Thank you so much. And we get another position. Question is, can we catch anybody else? Well, we advance to lap 9 then, the penultimate lap of the race. We catch up to Cheesy. It ain't easy being cheesy. Name that film. Name that film, folks. I love that film as well. So Cheesy going to go on the defensive here. So I was like, can the soft tyre go around the outside? That is the question. Very hard to do on a 180-degree corner, essentially. However, we do try it, and we do succeed. I think Cheesy was being very sportsmanlike there, giving me lots of space. Potentially, probably could have defended that a little bit more, but hey, I like good sportsmanship, and Cheesy probably knows that. And the next corner, then, I would actually go for it there. So it swings and roundabouts, really. Next up, we've got a podium spot. It's Tony building 87 in that GTR. So obviously these all started on softs. They're now on the hard. And you can see just how much we gain in the corners. It's unbelievable, the difference. So you are going to have crashes this week, folks. There's going to be quite a few crashes, to be honest with you, because the gap between soft and hard, I'd argue, is too big. We're going to go through this corner. We're going to absolutely launch it. Look at that. Look at the grip difference. We just boot it out of that corner. Tony Building know what's going to go on here. So, again, they're not defending too hard. Maybe want to come back at me on the straight. I'm not too sure. Going to head into the braking zone then as we go into here. They just tapped my rear end there. I'm not sure whether they didn't expect me to be there or not, but they were flashing away there as if I was it was my fault, but I was on the inside and I clearly gave lots of room, so I'm not too sure there. We catch up to Butter then from Race Online Hungary here as we go in. Oh, we got very close then. We're going to send it down the inside then in towards the left, and they give me lots of room there, knowing what was coming. They could have probably defended that a bit more. I'm not too sure, but good racing with you there, Butter, as we go through the right-hander up into P2. The leader won by a fair margin there. It's fair play to you, the leader there. And we'll take that. We'll take P2. Happy days indeed. So from the back, basically towards the front, and a sound strategy. So 4 hard, 6 soft is probably the go-to strategy. I'm going to try and find a car that can do 3 hard, 7 soft. So bear with me on that one. Right, advantage towards turn number 1 then. How do you do this lap? Well, at the 200 board is your marker. Obviously on softs, that's what we're doing the lap on, because this is how you do your qualifier. Can brake much later. On the hards, you brake earlier, but you're using the same markers. Be very aggressive on the exit on the softs in the time trial. You really can be as you beat it on out of there. And of course, this is all nice and easy, flat out stuff. Now, as you head towards this chicane, you're using the Marshall box on the left. Yes, it's after the 300 board, okay? You're braking as close to that Marshall box as possible. And what you want to do is you want to turn towards the barrier, okay? And really cut the inside there. And then turn left before you realize, because it just keeps gripping. A continuous turn to the right now, that allows the weight to maintain where it is in terms of position. And that means you'll get less understeer. What you're looking for next is the I Love New York Marshall box. So when you see that, start accelerating. You have lots of grip on those racing soft tires, and you can see that now. Look at that. Look at all the grip. We could have actually gone even a little bit earlier there. Head towards the left-hander then. On the right-hand side, you have the 200 board, okay? That is your brake marker for this left-hander. And we're actually going to have a second marker for you here. So you want to brake towards the corner a little bit here and keep it kind of tight, okay? And what you're then looking for is that fence on the outside, the end of that fence. As that hits these middle of your screen, and they said edge, it's the middle of your screen. That's when you want to start accelerating, folks. That's a good accelerating marker, and look at that. It's just perfect. It's great. It's so useful. Head towards the right-hander then. You have 200 markers here, so I essentially use one on the right now, because as that hits the edge of your screen, that's your brake marker. It's uphill braking as well, so you can always brake a little bit later as you go into here. Now, I like to keep a tighter line here than I have done here, and then I'm staying in third gear just to avoid any weight transfer issues and wheel spin with that change of gear. Heading down this straight then, we've got the 300 board and then the 200 board, and then we've got the 100 board here. Now, I'm just judging it based on that 100 board on the right-hand side, okay, because that's the first one that's going to hit the edge of my screen. You can try and brake as close to that as you possibly can. You can see where I'm braking here, and as you go through here, I stay in third gear again for stability, but second gear will be slightly quicker as we then head towards this left-hander. The 100 board is your brake marker. Again, uphill braking means you can brake as late as you possibly can. And as you go into here, you sort of want to point towards the corner a little bit as you brake, okay? It's a wider line, it's a later apex. Now, when you see that Marshall box there, as that hits the center of your screen, that's when you want to accelerate, okay? You want to accelerate then because you will make the corner absolutely fine. Just be careful of oversteer. We saw synchronized oversteer from the GTRs earlier in the race as we then head towards this left-hander. Now, you can use either 100 board. I use the one on the left a bit more now because it's as it hits the edge of your screen, essentially. And you're going to lift. Lift a little bit and then go on the throttle again. Notice a slight lift, and now I'm trying to boost it out of that corner. And I use all the curb. Be careful track limits, though, there. For the final corner, I'm actually using a billboard as a bit of my guide here. So I'm braking just before the billboard hits the edge of your screen. And this corner, you need to attack it. You attack this corner. You clip that curb on the inside and just boot it. And you should make it. It's cambered as well, so you can really carry a lot of speed on the soft tire. Hard tires, it gets a bit more dubious, but soft tires just absolutely send it, okay. Right, it's now time for the bloopers. First up, we're going to look at Hodgson then. So going through this right-hander then. And you can see Hodgson tried to give me room and tried to carry a bit too much speed essentially. And just ended up in the back of Chicken Angel. Once he'd lost it there, couldn't do anything. And it just is what it is. I obviously hit Hodgson there, but I couldn't do anything at that point. That was Hodgson making that first mistake, which is why I hit him. So, yeah, I didn't need to wait there, in my opinion. Right, we jumped to another TTR member, Inferno Fox. What happened to Inferno Fox here? In towards... Oh, okay. So they got a bit of a bump draft, and then they just outbrought themselves a tiny bit. And then they're off the circuit. So a bit unfortunate there. Good sportsman-like stuff to come back on the circuit the way they did. So, yeah, well played there. Now we've got MG Flash. Oh, crest of the hill. Corkscrew again. You got to be careful of that crest of the hill. It's so easy to outbrake yourself and just have weight transfer. So it's always better to brake just before the 3 board that I talked about in the guide. Right, what's this a double move then? So you can see what I'm trying here. So we're going to head down here. They go towards that right, and then they just turn left there at the very end. I don't think it's a double move. It's a little bit reactionary, but I don't think it's as bad as I thought it was at the time. So, you know, it is what it is. Everybody carried on racing there, so no hard, no foul. Through the left there, notice my BMW gets a little bit of oversteer. The German gets a bit more. And then Fonseca, unfortunately, gets a bit too much there in terms of oversteer. So that is it in terms of the bloopers. Kind of funny, that synchronized spinning. I'll say that is it in terms of the bloopers. And that means that that's it in terms of the video. If you did like it, do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please help us on this journey to 40k. And there are 2 videos there to check out if you want to enjoy some more content. Thank you once again for the support and for watching. And I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.